Oh, okay. There we go. Alright. This meeting's being live streamed.
To us, we're the only.
Yeah, we're the only ones. Let's see. Yeah, there's record, so we don't have to record yet. Bigger, there we go. Okay, now. Let me go here so I can print out the agenda. I know I have it on here. Have you been up here? Well, Julia said she was gonna try to be on Zoom. So. And down for everybody. Go, go, dismiss, this. Okay, we got 6 minutes. So, okay, let me go get it. Do you have anything, water? Nope. Shall we turn?
Need a peanut butter eyeball?
Oh, no, thank you.
Stand by it.
Did you get all the paperwork I sent?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Not the minutes though, or the agenda.
nope, sorry. So here is the agenda for you. There you go, sir. Do I need to print all that paperwork out? You want me to print it out again?
I mean, if
I mean,
if anyone needs it, I put it,
okay,
so.
that means. Here we go.
Did we not do elections last time?
It didn't get live stream. So we had to redo it.
Oh, cause the
Cause it
40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yes. So, yes, sir.
They were supposed to install 1 or 2 meters out there at CCH yesterday. Because the plumbing tester was gonna be there to test the plumbing, but they didn't install the meters, and so,
Let me make some phone calls.
yeah, just the 3/4 house meters.
3/4 inch house meters?
Yeah.
Okay. Bus. Hey, yesterday, did you guys did somebody put 3 or 4 meters at CCH that was supposed to be out there? Yeah, they didn't because they just called. Can you get that taken care of today? I just was told about it, so. CCH? The Aho, no, not the Aho, the Catholic Charities. Off Allen Road? Yeah. Both of these supposed to be three to four of them. Okay, they need to go right now because they're all ready for them. So, what? Yeah. No, just make sure it gets done today, please. Let me get the address. Yeah, I think their new houses that out there. Okay, good. No, this is the third one, because they need to plus Okay. Find out. No, I'm not. You don't get it. They're out there, okay. Okay, just, yeah, just check out there, check it out. I just, Big John's out there. Okay. Bye. Yes. Yes, sir. See what I mean? Is he planning on those?
Specified?
I know. See, I know I do it for sliders.
A minute. Who did we elect as chair last time?
Councilmember Hart.
Okay. So confused what we did last time.
Alrighty. 2 o'clock, I guess. Give people a little bit of time. I'll see if anybody's on Zoom. So. Go down. Go down. So this is being lines. Okay. Participants. Yeah. It's just us. Hey, I hope everyone got the emails. I know I sent it out right.
Well,
Yeah, the last time we
There's seven of
set up the Sunday
Mhm.
time.
Vandy graph. Hector, my dad had
So
a medical.
quorum is 4 people.
Yep. Hector, my dad had a medical procedure in Tri-Cities this morning. During one of the expected, unfortunately, I'm unable to attend the meeting. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah.
Can send me the meeting. So Miss Hart's gonna be on.
And she was doing should be on the Zoom.
Yes. So, Vandy Grass just said she cannot make it because she's had the medical, or she had a medical issue with her dad, so, okay. Juan said he'd be here.
Yeah.
Where's the
What
one?
is like?
Okay, so we're waiting for him.
2 more.
Miss Hart will come on Zoom. Let's put that to. There, nope, not that, not her.
Don't be.
There we go. Okay, so we're just waiting on, here are the paperwork. We don't know if everybody.
I got it now.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay if you don't have extra sector.
No, I got, I can print it out a bunch of them, so here you go.
Original on both sides.
I believe that's.
Oh, okay.
So there you go, that's, and that's, yeah, okay. So. I got agendas here for everybody. You like one?
Here you go.
There's Miss Hart.
Hello.
There you go.
Know where you came from, but you need to know the compass you keep here. These guys are.
Had to do it on my phone. It wouldn't come up on my computer, so
Okay.
let me turn off
Here you go, sir.
the mayor of Kingston here.
No. You got yours. Alright.
There we go.
You're just waiting on Mr. Alvarez. We'll give him a couple more minutes. And then we'll just begin. That's good with everybody.
Hi, Julia.
Hi.
I'm just here observing.
Oh, good. It's all good stuff. Feel free to add your comments. I don't think anybody will mind too much. Public comment is always welcome.
There he is. What are we doing? You wanna grab that door, sir, please? And here are your copies, so this is Juan Alvarez, he is the new member. We lost a member and we're gaining one, so it's a good thing. Yep. So I got it right here. So there you go, sir. Okay, so alrighty, let me get this recording. Or to cloud. Okay, it's live stream. Okay, so welcome everyone to the Sunnyside Climate Resilience Advisory. We'll do a roll call right here. Ms. Fernandez
Yes.
is here, Mr. Alvarez is here, Mr. Please don't Kingston? No.
Gartra.
Garcha, I'm getting better. I'm sorry. So Mr. Garcha is here. Miss Hart is via Zoom. And Miss Vandy Graff, I believe. Yes, Vandy Graff is out. She had a medical problem with her father, so if we can, if someone would like to make a motion to excuse her.
What were the other two reasons that she didn't show up?
The other reason was she was in Ellenburg for work, which we did excuse last go around. And yes,
We did.
we did excuse her. And the first time, I have no idea. So
What are the rules around absences?
so the absences rules are they have to call within a reasonable amount of time, and they have to let one of the person in the committee know, whether it be myself, Ms. Hart, Juan, and Joseph. Sorry. So that's the rule. If they miss 3 or more unexcused, then we will ask them to either that they don't have enough time right now and we have to find somebody, or they have to start showing up. Okay, it's something that I know I have talked to Jackie about, obviously from other past ones, so that is the rule. Okay, so would anybody entertain a motion to excuse Ms. Vandergraaf?
I'll motion to excuse her.
Okay, motion made.
I'll second it.
Okay. Second by Ms. Hart, Council Hart. Okay. All in favor to excuse Ms. Van de Graaff, say aye.
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 No,
Okay, 3-1. I'll say 4-1 myself. And, okay, Van de Graaff is excused. Okay,
when did y'all send the minutes?
it should have been on the email that I sent. No, they weren't. Okay, I will be better at getting that. I'm running this set. So I will make sure I get out minutes to everyone. And I will prepare it better. So I thought I had it on a different sheet on the email. So I will make sure. Make sure.
And the reason I'm saying that is because we have it on the agenda to approve the minutes, but we don't, I
No,
haven't
it's
seen
not
minutes.
Brandon.
Yeah. So I will make sure they get on there. If it's okay, does anybody entertain about tabling it for right now?
I'll make motion to table the minutes until the next meeting.
Thank you. Anybody second?
So moved.
Huh?
So moved.
So-
Yes.
Second.
Second.
I made the motion. You can
Yeah.
second.
Yep, okay, all in favor of full tabling the minutes for the next meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Active agenda. So Ms. Hart, unfortunately, we did not live stream the meeting last time, so we have to elect chairs again. So just be fair,
sure.
just so we must do that. If anyone would like to entertain on for the chair, vice chair, and secretary. So if anybody want to make a motion on,
A motion to move as a slate to elect Hart as chair. I believe Maria was vice chair during that episode. And secretary was you.
yes. So, okay.
A motion as a slate.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Pardon?
Motion to slate.
Did you want somebody second that?
Three. Oh, that's
Didn't you just second that, Julia?
I thought I did.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I could be
Okay.
wrong.
Second. Ms. Hart, okay, all in favor, say aye,
Aye.
okay, it passes. Okay. Chair. Vice. Okay. Okay, that's finalized. Has everybody had time to read over the public participation plan?
Okay,
I know
so
I sent that out. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
just for today we're going to be finalizing the public participation plan, which we discussed before.
Yes,
So were there anything that we needed to add to that?
yes, Ms. Fernandez had stated that we add the. Be more clarified on,
Yeah, there were a couple changes that I made and. I thought I sent it.
I think I did, yeah, and then I sent them back out, so. To get when we got the changes
From
made,
the previous meeting, there were just a couple of.
Yes.
Additions and clarifications that were made.
So the clarifications and the changes are in front of you now.
yes,
Okay. And I didn't see anything from my standpoint that we needed to add or change. So just see if there's anything that any of you folks may have noticed or want to add.
anything,
Pardon?
I didn't see anything that needed, but I didn't see the first draft either,
Well,
so.
Okay.
just an update to the The names of the people that are on the advisory team,
Mhm.
taking out Dana Smith, putting in Juan Alvarez in there.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Is that gonna be updated?
Yeah,
We gotta update that.
Yeah, please do that. Okay,
Sure, that's.
so, are there any other, changes that, you'd like? If not, what is the wishes of the
Give
group?
me just a second, Julia, first.
Oh, okay, okay.
A minute, I just wanna be sure.
Yeah, just take a quick read there.
Well, our demographic, this shows that the census is from 2020.
Yes.
But we've had substantial homes being built,
Development, yeah,
developments.
right, this very.
So how accurate is our current population to what we have on here?
Well, those are census graphics that were pulled directly from the American Community Survey.
Mhm.
And they only update those actual graphics on the census. So I mean, there's different numbers that could be obtained from Office of Financial Management or other sources. But as far as like, those are just, a nice graphical representation that the census puts out. So that's why I included.
And I think when was the last census taken? I think it was during the pandemic, if I'm not
Yeah,
correct.
that's where he.
And
Mr.
so those
Alvarez
numbers
stated.
may be smaller than actual census numbers, just because of that, if I'm not too far off. So I think that we've averaged in Sunnyside anywhere between the 16,000 number and 18,000.
So I think that the one question I had also that, I see that you're dealing with the particulate matter 2.5. And you expanded a little bit of information there, but what I'm trying to find at this point is the proximity to hazardous waste treatment storage and disposable facilities, because there have been dairies that have been designated as dealing with hazardous waste, and yet we're ranked out of 1, which is the lowest risk that could be designated for this area, when we know that not to be true, when they've been designated as facilities dealing with hazardous waste.
Yeah, and as I mentioned at the previous meeting, I didn't create these graphics,
Mhm.
I didn't create this data.
Yeah.
This is directly from the Department of Health.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had added some additional text, so maybe you just need to get the most recent draft out, but there's additional text that I added related to the.
Is it the version right here?
If that still says
Is that-
September, then, yeah, so
Oh,
we
that's
might just have.
Okay.
I'll get you the most updated version, I changed that the day after the meeting last time.
It's just September.
Okay. We'll make sure that.
and I will make sure as soon as I get that email from him, I will email it to everybody. So you guys can have the updated version.
Yeah, cause I added a paragraph about the.
Well, can we see it online at least right now?
Hello.
It's not posted online.
Or
It's not.
is it been emailed? Well, then, but how are we finalizing? Or we're not happening it right now.
No, we're
At
not-
the previous meeting, it was motion to approve with the edits.
Okay, we just haven't seen it finalized.
Yeah.
Okay, so we won't do that until next. meeting.
So-
I will move it to the next one.
All right,
So the desire of the group is to
Move it to the next meeting.
to continue with the edits
Mhm.
and then have it available for final adoption at our next meeting.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay, so that's the will of the group. Okay. All right, so you got that, Hector?
yes, ma'am.
All right, so then moving on, we got the climate resiliency workbook.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna look at next. Can you talk
Yes.
about that?
Yeah. So these are pages that Mr. Calhoun found in the climate resilient workbook.
Yeah.
And I will pass it over to Mr. Calhoun.
So as I mentioned at the previous meeting, the Department of Commerce in their guidance document and in the materials they provided on their website Created this climate element workbook that has, I think, about 15 or 16 tabs that will be filled out throughout this process. The first two that kind of set the stage for the remaining work to be done are tasks 1.1 and 1.2. 1.1 is identifying community assets, and then 1.2 is exploring hazards and changes in the climate. So 1.2 we can get into later, but basically that's just kind of a deeper dive into the identified hazards that we talked about at the last meeting and all the different ways that the hazards affect the different sectors. 1.1 is where we really dive into the specific areas in the city of Sunnyside that are affected by these different hazards. So I took a stab at just kind of a high level filling some of these out, but as you all have a much deeper understanding of Sunnyside than I do, we can update these to be more consistent with what is in Sunnyside and what we'll be talking about here. So again, it goes through the 11 different sectors, and then the assets are kind of an example of what's in the city holistically. It's not like assets of the city, so it's everything that is in city limits. Ag and food systems, I've got ag production, packing and distribution, buildings and energy, commercial and industrial buildings, cultural resources and practices, Sunnyside Museum, cemetery, churches, economic development, local retail and service establishments in the port, ecosystems, parks and open space, emergency management, fire, police, equipment, health and well-being, medical practitioners, hospital, transportation, all different roads, sidewalks, YVH, etc. Waste management, I wasn't sure if Sunnyside was a pub.
You were right.
Private, okay. Who does that?
Right now it's Yakima.
Yakima
Yeah,
Waste.
Waste.
Okay.
Yakima Waste Systems.
Okay. Water resources, reservoirs and distribution system, and the Sunnyside Valley Irrigation District, zoning and development, all different residential uses, commercial and industrial. So again, just a real high level. So if you want to get more specific with any of these, now's the time when we would put these in. Any thoughts or questions?
Well, for water resources, we also have those irrigation.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure with all the different irrigation districts and the mapping available online. It's something that about that.
I'm sorry, think that's down. Here you go. Here's one. We were one.
Who's our addition to the room?
I'm Jerica Nava.
Jerica? Nava?
Yes, yes. She's a youth in the community that's really interested in climate work, Julia, so she wanted to come and observe too.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, Jerica.
Jerica,
All
Julia
right.
Moore is the chair of the committee. Thank you.
I just wanted to get your name on the roster here. Okay, so what you're asking for now is anything else? Do we have there for, you said irrigation, was that Mr. Alvarez who said?
Yes,
something about
he stated that we have Rosa irrigation on here.
Rosa and Sunnyside Valley, right?
Yes.
Those are the senior and the junior irrigation districts in this that are within our climate zone.
Yes.
Can't think of
Our
the word.
region.
Our region. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes.
Would that be clear that one is federal and one is state?
We can make sure. Yep.
I'm sorry. Pardon?
Sorry, I talked quietly. One is federal, one is state. I think that should be clarified.
Yep. We can clarify that on there.
Which
The
about
irrigation districts. So we want to clarify that one is federal and one is state.
let's first of all make sure that is so, and then to clarify that
Rosa comes from the Federal Bureau of Indian Affairs.
Rosa comes from the Federal Bureau of Reclamation. Does it not?
Yes. Yes.
And then Sunnyside Valley irrigation is also through the
Sunnyside is a statehood. The state.
well, let's just double check. I've dealt with the DeRosa and the SVID for years, so I just want to make sure that
Yeah.
we have those in there properly.
Yep, I will work with Mr. Darwin and we'll get that double checked out.
Okay.
Thank you for.
Thank you for the clarification there. Appreciate it. Okay.
Sure.
No,
Anything else to put in the workbook?
Anything else that anybody sees? That we need to clarify?
On this particular one with the assets?
Yeah.
How are we associating this with engagement?
With engagement?
Regard.
And I noticed when we were looking over the public engagement strategy. How is it being associated?
Well, all of the assets identified will kind of dovetail into all the different, you know, they'll be associated with the exploring hazards and.
Well, I understand the exploring, but I mean, for the public engagement itself, how are we being inclusive of each of these industries or departments or categories?
Well, that hasn't been fully identified yet as far as, you know, who could be sent direct mailers or anything like that. We haven't gotten to that part. But eventually, once we get further in the process, everything that is created as part of this will be available for anyone to review and provide comments on.
And that's when we'll have it more on our website, so people can, like you said, able to comment.
I believe that's the intention, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody is okay with task 1.1, media assets. We can move on to 1.2.
Yeah, so 1.2, like I said earlier, this is information that was pulled directly from the UW climate mapping site. Previously, we went through kind of a really high level review of the different types of hazards. The kind of the broad categories of drought, extreme heat, wildfire, and extreme precipitation. This information is just more drilled down into see the different columns: sector, climate indicator, hazard, climate impacts, and notes are where the data comes from, or what the model scenario is. So as you can see, if we take the first 3 rows there for drought, the precipitation drought climate indicator will have effects on ag and food systems, emergency management, and water resource sectors. Going down to extreme heat, the summer maximum temp has, you know, effects on different sectors. So it's just you know, really kind of a precursor for the rest of the work that will come to show, you know, as we get further into this, what we'll be doing for everyone's review and discussion is, you know, take the community assets. We got the ag packing, production, packing, distribution. There's more frequent and severe droughts because of the climate impact, reduce the amount of water available, irrigation issues, increase the demand for water. So then we'll go deeper into what that means for Sunnyside and kind of how everything ties together is the goal with all of this work. And as we get further into these, you know, I mentioned there's about 15 or 16 of these tabs on the workbook. It'll all become a lot clearer. As you know, it's kind of a data dump, a lot of information right now. But the net result of all of this review will be coming up with goals and policies to include in the plan that will touch on all of these different, you know, asset hazard combinations. That makes sense. So, I mean, if you have question, I don't really think there's a lot of value in reading these line by lines. There's a lot of information here, and it's just kind of cut and pasted from the climate mapping that UW did and the scenarios. But if there's any questions about about these that you have now or other things that you'd like me to look at for
Some of these
future
are
meetings?
unrelated to our region.
How so?
We don't have pine beetles.
Excuse me, we don't have what?
We don't have pine beetles.
Okay. Well, like I said, this is kind of more generic information that was pulled directly from the UW climate mapping. I didn't change any of this information. But if you'd like, if the
I was just
group
thinking,
would
we're
like
keeping
to
it
see
relative
things.
to the region.
Yeah.
Are we gonna take out stuff that's not?
Yeah, if
relevant
that's
to
something that the group would like to discuss and remove, that's certainly an option.
We just don't have pine forest. Nobody even had that
I'm sorry,
problem.
based on what now?
We don't have pine beetles in Yakima County.
Are we
Okay,
not
I was just-
including the evergreens that are along Natchez? The up in that direction? We're not counting those?
Again, we don't have a pine beetle problem in Yakima County.
Oh, pine beetle. I thought you said needle.
No. We definitely have those.
I was thinking, golly, I'm always picking up pine cones. You meant beetles. You said beetles.
Yeah,
I
the
I
beetles.
misheard. That's why I was
I'm
asking
just
for
saying,
clarification.
if we're gonna keep this relative to at least the county or the region itself, maybe take out pine beetle, maybe add what's the other one?
The Japanese.
Yeah, maybe you put that
Maybe
one.
that one we could add
It's
in there.
Stuff involving that environmentally. I'm just noting that one in particular, we don't actually have. I didn't read the rest.
Okay.
Anybody got any other
One.
things that would need to be added or taken away?
Well, so is this eventually going to be part of this? Is this what we're getting at, that it's going to be part of the public engagement plan?
Well, all of this will be
Or is it like an
available.
addendum
No,
to this,
well,
or?
the public engagement plan is kind of a standalone thing once it's done. Then all of this information will be referenced in basically appendices to the climate element.
Okay.
So which is basically a chapter of the comprehensive plan.
So I'm trying to understand this in terms of like the community being able to read this and understand in terms of climate resiliency. So I'm seeing like when you talk about like the agricultural and food system, precipitation, drought, more frequent and severe droughts due to low summer precipitation, what we're just getting on water available. So it's kind of like correct me if I'm wrong, but it's explaining how the agriculture and food system is affected by
Correct.
these climate issues. But at what point do we get to talk about how some of these things affect climate? So I'm seeing how they're affected by the issues, but how are they affecting the cause of climate issues?
Well, this whole effort is about determining how the city can become more resilient to the identified hazards. The purpose of this isn't to change how work gets done in the city.
Even
or
identify what the hazards may be.
Well, we've identified what the hazards are: drought, extreme heat, but the sources of them and correcting those or mitigating the sources of them is not really part of this effort, and it's not really included in how the state guidance is. We've identified that there's anticipated to be more drought years. How are we gonna plan to try and mitigate the drought years? So whether that's, coming up with, when we're talking drought egg systems, are there additional storage options to capture, early spring water?
So we're dealing with the effects, but we're not
Yes.
dealing with causes.
Correct.
Wow.
It's sort of when you think about, particularly in the water situation, because Yakima Valley depends on the reservoir, the snow cap and the Cascades going into the reservoirs and up on the Snoqualmie and White Pass. So those are the waters. Those are where the waters come from. If we don't have the snowpack, if we don't have, and capturing the rain is we really gotta have a snowpack. We gotta have that's what you really need for that. We're in year 4 of a 5-year drought cycle right now. And so we can anticipate that there will be a drought again next year, depending on what the weather is this year. We don't have a lot of control over the weather at this point. All we have control over is how we recapture the water once it falls.
Is that we're causing like. I'm
Well,
not
yes,
gonna get
I
especially when
understand.
I'm in the midst of science deniers, but
How do you say that?
it's, huh?
But we can't, what we
Order.
can do, I think
Oh, wait, hold on. We're
who's
okay,
talking?
so,
Who's talking?
hold on, Miss Hart.
Yeah.
But just bring this back, okay? So.
Interesting, huh? You just claimed
No,
credit for
no,
that.
no, 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 okay, hold on,
Attacking the personal amendment.
no,
Who am I attacking?
no,
then?
no one
Really
does.
amongst, who's amongst?
Okay,
You,
excuse me.
You, and there's definitely nobody but this on participating. So who are you attacking? So yeah, I can call you to order.
Okay,
Let's,
stop
hold on a
this.
minute, folks.
Oh,
Let's
Okay.
just table that for a minute, please.
Personally,
Yeah,
Okay.
let's table that for a minute.
Inappropriate.
oh,
what's inappropriate about
Let's-
dealing with the science?
let's stop.
Huh?
Call to order.
I understand, we're gonna stop right now, we're gonna table that.
So if I go back to my
Point, yes,
Okay, let's
aside
go
from
back
that,
to your
okay,
original
from
point,
the
please, Maria.
interruption,
yes,
So Julia, what I was trying to point out was that you're talking about, we have no control over weather, but when we're talking about climate resiliency, it's putting it to plan and into practice those things that would prevent further damage through
Yes.
climate, right?
Yes,
So
of
that's the point I was
course.
trying to make.
okay,
Yes, of course.
so,
What I was thinking in terms of is that the things that we can do to help to preserve the water is the things that the SVID and the ROSA are very good at as far as underground, covering the canals so you don't have water evaporation. But the other things too that they're doing as well. I think we want to know what those things are that they're already doing for water conservation, because that's, we have things that we can do in our communities. And I think that's the whole point of this whole conversation. So let me see. Is there anything else on that? Mr. Calhoun?
Couldn't we add something on this, where it says notes? If you read what's highlighted there, it's note the emission scenarios and time periods you explored maybe.
Mhm.
So couldn't we add something? Because of the any drought situation, our agriculture is affected. When things dry out, and we have windstorms, the particulate matters.
and they get
go up,
damaged,
yeah.
some of the fruits and
Yeah.
get damaged within the wind systems, I mean, cause obviously
Right.
there's some fruits that are highly.
And not just that, like dairy industry.
No,
they
correct,
have
yeah.
piles of manure,
Correct.
they,
Mhm.
it's also used in a lot of the agriculture fields.
So again, I think I love what he just pointed out, because what we're talking about is the way that everything else is affected instead of what we're talking about is affected, what they're causing, right?
Mhm.
As well, like,
Causing
so this is like a one-way road.
Mhm.
It's not a two-way road or two-way street. Yeah, at some point, and this might not be for you all through HLA, because I understand that this is a very limited scope of
The
work.
scope of this is
right?
pretty narrow.
Right, but here's the problem is that we have these climate resiliency meetings, and a lot of it, most of it has been targeted to this work with you all, but I think that we also have to talk about this climate resiliency committee dealing with this in a holistic, and HLA is one part of it, right? And so at what point do we start dealing with this as a holistic, in a holistic approach, yeah.
And you're talking the whole realm,
Yeah.
something that is gonna take more than just a committee, but we can start. I understand where you're coming from. And that is something, I guess we're just gonna have to clarify if what this committee is supposed to, I guess, come together and find out what's our end goal. And that's where I will take it upon myself to find out what's our end goal with this committee.
Mhm.
Where are we expected to be and how long is expected to proceed? Because once you, I, Juan, everybody, leaves, the next people who follow up behind us are gonna have to keep on going on that with that route. So allow me to get a clarification. I'm sorry, I saw just saw. I'm sorry. Let me get clarification on what our end goal is and where do people see from us?
Mhm.
Because obviously you have a mindset on where you like to see us go. One may have a different, everybody has different mindsets, but I want us to be able to come together and have an end goal for all of us that
Mhm.
works for everybody, not just certain people.
Yeah, we want it to work.
Everybody needs in this, in our obviously climate has always been something that people are very very passionate about. I get it because obviously you need the sun for fruits to grow and flowers and trees. And I'm not saying I'm a tree guy, but I get what the climate of the world is all about. Okay, so I guess for right now, we stick to this subject. I will get clarification, and once I get clarification, the next time we meet, then hopefully I can have an answer for everybody as where everybody sees to end. Where what's the ending to this climate resilient team? It's like what do we see us coming forth?
Juan, does that address your
No.
question about the notes?
No, because right now I just discussed the drought, but in times of extreme participation,
I get
rain,
yes.
Precipitation?
Yeah,
Right.
so that ties into the ecosystem part of it, because again, with the large farming community that we have, all the VOCs, the nitrates, the ammonia that's produced, all of that will eventually make it into the groundwater. That affects the health and well-being of the residents. I mean, we only have
Certain wells or certain aquifers.
the aquifer, one water table, so I thought part of this committee was addressing issues like that.
Yeah, and we'll get there.
And ammonia also affects the air.
This notes section here is really just kind of saying where all the data, where this information.
Oh, okay, we could put.
We'll get to that part on subsequent steps in a lot greater detail.
And this was extracted from, again, UW,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Sorry, we're not okay.
So again, kind of like with the sectors, here's what we've identified in Sunnyside. Here's kind of the broad impacts that are identified at the mapping level. How do we come up with something that makes sense to marry those together? That'll be the subsequent steps. So it'll get into a lot greater Sunnyside relevant detail as we move forward.
Okay.
And you're right that it covers a vast array of different areas. So once we're able to kind of point what impacts us the most, I think we'll have a better idea where our goal is. Wouldn't that be right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
Okay.
All right. Anything else that we want to add to that? To the workbook issues?
I'll make the changes to task 1.1. Go through and see if there's anything else that jumps out on 1.2 that needs to be more Sunnyside focused, but otherwise these will, like I said, set the stage for the subsequent steps in the workbook, where it really is this whole thing. It's kind of, starting out 30,000, it's really, it narrows down as we get further into it. It'll be a lot clearer.
Can we add the Port of Sunnyside to the zoning and development?
Yes.
Since the zoning requirements aren't being changed for the port use. And the port is responsible for a lot of the development going on right now.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Oh, and which brings me to the question.
But we have, is it under
zoning and development?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
I thought
In
we'd
addition
written
to,
that down.
okay.
Yeah.
because they are a big contributor to that.
So last time that we met, we talked about inviting somebody from the port to become a part of this committee.
And as our seats are already full, we can invite them to come. It's up to them whether they want to accept it or not. I did reach out to Annette, and I did say, hey, we would like to invite you guys. This is the time of the meeting. they said they would try to make it if they can. So I can reach out again and see if they would like to sit in on our committee as a guest. But to be part of our membership is already full.
I think the approach that you want to take there, Hector, I think that's the right approach, to ask them to come in as a liaison for the port and kind of put down what the port, what they're doing as far as their own issues with climate and resiliency. So I'm sure, as part of any new industry coming into town, there are all the different things that they need to be aware of as well, from water to, sewage, all the different things. Yeah.
Yeah, their own water treatment,
Yeah.
But
So
only
yeah,
water treatment, wastewater.
if we can get with the, if you can get with the director, and see if she can't have somebody assigned, or if she would come herself, just kind of give us a little input of what the port's um, impact is on the community as well. I think that's a really good idea, guys.
Okay.
Along those same lines, we could start coming up with an email or mailing list of all these different entities support. We got SBID, Rosa, just kind of start coming up with that, and then that can be added to as we go along. But
yeah,
that is one of the previous steps that I didn't print out just because nothing's really been done with it yet, but coming up with kind of that notification list, so that way when we do have official public notices to go out or scheduling public invite meetings, that way we have a list to start from.
Yep.
And that can work.
Get our mailing list going. You bet.
So for our waste management, is it just specifically garbage refuse service, or is it also industrial waste? As in biosolids?
I mean, if there's that level of waste management in the city.
Okay, so then the port would have to be added to that as well.
Well,
Waste and the port for waste management.
Well, and then in that case, when you're talking about management of solid waste, then wouldn't we also be talking about the dairies?
Are there dairies in city limits? We're only talking about city limits.
No, but the port discharges their
It does.
their effluent to their lands.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I think that's the reason why we want to have the port come in and talk to us, just so that we know exactly what it is, their wastewater, their biosolids are, because they do have their own waste system. But it would be good to know how their works in conjunction.
Okay.
Because some of the city bios actually go to the port district for cleanup. Like the Valley Processing, places like that. So, okay. Anyways, anything else on that topic?
I think that's good there.
Okay. All right. Do you guys want to? Is any items from the committee members? Do you want to move on to that?
Okay. Is there items from the committee members that we need, Mr. Alvarez?
No, in fact, this is my first meeting, so I still gotta read up on some of this other stuff.
Okay.
But sure, I will have items down the road.
Okay. That's fair.
And don't hesitate to get a hold of Hector if you have questions as we go along, so he can be collecting those as we're going through this.
That's well. There you go, sir.
Anyone else?
I know you basically
Question, what's the timeline that this committee is running on in terms of the grant from Commerce? Cause I know y'all started a little bit later, but is this going through June 2026?
December.
December. Yes, December. Yeah.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
grant funding, the initial grant went to June 30th, 25.
Okay, yes,
And then we amended that grant to be consistent with what was done during that time frame, and all the rest went out to this new.
okay, Understood.
And and Sunnyside actually has, their portion of that grant is, I know you've told us before, but without my minutes in front of me, I can't remember exactly what the amount was for Sunnyside.
The total allocation is 150,000. I think our task order is like 90, 89 or something like that. So what I've been told, and Commerce has changed this in subsequent messaging, but the leftover would be able to be used for future implementation in subsequent grant years, which I believe this money's good through 2029.
Okay,
Okay,
awesome. Thanks
The
for the
idea would
question.
be if there's programs or additional planning documents or projects that are outlined and identified in the climate element, that that additional money could be used for implementation of those.
Which is also
Mr.
part of our goal of coming up with some of those things, right?
Yeah.
What kinds of things we'd like to see happen, however that works out.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay, Mr. Kelly?
are
Did
we
you have any-
down, anything
Nope.
else from you folks? You
Nope.
want to
This-
talk about items for next meeting?
Yeah, I didn't, anything, but
So the minutes.
yes, I will have
The-
minutes.
Both minutes.
Definitely
Both
those.
minutes, yes.
The
Minutes,
participation plan,
updated.
And
then all
amendments to this document right here with community assets.
and the participation plan, that one?
Yep,
Mhm.
For the update for the,
and then the final public participation, yeah, sorry, you already said
Yeah.
that, so.
Yeah.
Just repeating, my bad.
Right.
That's
Also,
okay.
since we were discussing it,
Yes.
can we get a breakdown of that grant from the department and how it's to be used and or if it's delegated at all? Is anything in particular beforehand?
Yeah, and bring up contract documents.
Alrighty, and then I guess our next meeting will be
It's the 16th.
the 16th of December. December 16th. At here City Hall, did it work for everybody for 2 o'clock?
2 o'clock's perfect.
2 o'clock,
November
o'clock.
16th is a Monday.
let's do that.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday, yeah. Tuesday at 2?
You'll be zooming in? Okay, that's fine,
The Zoom link for that page.
2?
2 o'clock,
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, it works.
that works for me.
okay.
And I know that kind of works out for. All right,
Okay. I guess
Hector? Go ahead, Hector.
if there's nothing else that we need to discuss, can we make a motion that we adjourn the meeting at 2:49?
Is there a second?
Wait a second.
You bet. Okay, there's motion to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those
Okay,
opposed, same sign. I
thank
just
you
like,
much.
I just like saying that.
Alright, well, thank you, Ms. Hart.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for having it all set up. Thanks for everybody bringing their time and
Yes. Oh, that's
participating in
you,
this.
sir.
Thank
That's for you.
you, Julia.
Bye.
Bye now.
Oh, Maria and what's your name? Vicky. Could you guys give me a call
Yeah, we
in a
can.
little while? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, if
we'll
you
do,
give me a
Julia.
call later, that'll be great.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank
talk to
you.
soon.
Have a good one. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. If you guys need anything, give me a call.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jerica, thank you for being with us.
Keep going.
I never know. Bye
I just
now.
wanted to say bye to everybody. You can cut me
Okay.
off now.